All right, well, why don't we get started? We're only missing one member, so welcome to colleagues. There are 7 of us actually in the same room for the first time in 15 months. The way it's going to work is you have to speak to the owl. That's what that thing is called right there in front of me, which has a camera. It's voice sensitive and it's supposed to turn towards you if you speak. We're in a fairly small room with decent acoustics, but please speak up and enunciate. Unfortunately, under state law, if you have anybody calling in remotely, you have to do everything by roll call. So we're stuck on that one. However, there's another rule you can waive, and I'll get to that. And here's Barry Connell, our 11th member. So why don't we start with roll call?
Very good. So the roll call for the City Council meeting of June 7th, 2021. Councilor Z.
Here.
Councilor Devlin.
Here.
Councilor Khan.
Present.
Councilor Lane.
Here.
Councilor McCauley.
Present.
Councilor Connell.
Present.
Councilor Shan.
Present.
Councilor Tontar.
Here.
Councilor Vogel.
Present.
Councilor Wallace.
Present.
Council President Argument.
Here.
We have a full house in the audio, I think is excellent.
Okay, before we go any farther to the late files, so I'd like a motion, if I could, to waive Rule 10A. That's the rule that requires people to stand up when they speak.
So move. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Roll call on waiving Rule 10A. Councilor Z.
Yes.
Councilor Devlin.
Yes.
Councilor Khan.
Yes.
Councilor Lane.
Yes.
Councilor McCauley.
Yes.
Councilor Connell.
Yes.
Councilor Shan.
Yes.
Councilor Tontar.
Yes.
Councilor Vogel.
Yes.
Councilor Wallace.
Yes.
Councilor Argument.
Yes, thank you. Late files. What do we have for late files?
There are 2 late files. The first one is Order 253 with respect to the crosswalk on High Street.
Mr. President, if I may, I have to go outside and get my cord before this starts.
Okay, yeah. All right, Councilor Devlin's going to step out, so please proceed.
Motion to waive the rules and accept the late.
Hold on, if you would, Councilor. And there's a second late file, which is application 31, which I sent around this afternoon. It's the Yankee Homecoming event application submitted by.
Okay, so for the public, the crosswalk order is actually something that had been in committee, right?
That's true.
So it needs to be accepted as a late file because it didn't go out with the packet. So we can vote on it tonight. What is
Motion
it?
to waive and accept both. Second.
Any discussion on waiving the rule? Looking around, looking at the computer, roll call.
Waiving rules for late files. Councilor Z.
Yes.
Councilor Devlin is temporarily absent. Councilor Khan.
Yes.
Councilor Lane.
Yes.
Councilor McCauley.
Yes.
Councilor Connell.
Yes.
Councilor Shan.
Yes.
Councilor Tontar.
Yes.
Councilor Vogel.
Yes.
Councilor Wallace.
Yes.
Councilor Argument.
Yes,
We're good.
thank you. Okay, now we have public comment. The way public comment works is you raise your hand electronically or in person. We do have 3 human beings here. And you're recognized by the chair. You get 2 minutes to speak. The only rules are you have to give your name, your address. It has to be something on our agenda. It's not just open mic. It has to be something on our agenda. And you have to show some decorum. So the first hand that I have up is Amr Ibrahim. Just a second. Go ahead, Dr. Ibrahim.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Council President, City Councilors, and City Clerk. My name is Amr Ibrahim. I live at 85 Prospect Street. I'm here today asking for consideration for reappointment to the Newburyport Human Rights Commission. The Human Rights Commission continues to uphold the human rights of all citizens in Newburyport per our mission statement. We continue to host multiple educational events throughout the year, our annual Peace Prize, Ramadan Iftar, Pride Month celebrations, Holocaust remembrance events, to name a few. We also have a very energetic student subcommittee, and we also respond to incidents as they occur and help residents who voice a concern to our commission. This year, we will also be part of the city's first Juneteenth commemoration in conjunction with the DEI Alliance. Over the last few years, we've also formed a strong partnership with the Newburyport School District and Superintendent Gallagher, as well as the Newburyport Clergy Association. I found the work on the commission to be very challenging, but also very rewarding. I am very proud to be part of such an open and welcoming community, and as such, I ask to be considered for reappointment. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Any others online wish to raise your hands electronically? Seeing none, then I'll turn to attendees in person. Yes,
Jane Snow.
yeah, please just speak up and to the owl.
Jane Snow, 9 Coffin Street, and we're all very glad to see your faces and in person.
Thank you. Anyone else? I think we can close public comments. Normally, we would go to mayor's comment, but I'm going to use my discretion to postpone that. The mayor's not available yet. She did send her written comments, but she asked to address us personally, and I told her if she could get here before we're done, we'll wait. So consent agenda.
This evening, the minutes for May 24th, that's both public sessions before the executive session, not the executive session. And then our regular meeting, all on May 24th. For communications, I have 6 applications. They're all going to public safety. These are the following 6: Block Party Lafayette Street, 8-7. Lions Road Race, 8-3. Chocolate Tour, 10-2. 5K Walk Run, 9-26. Half Marathon, 10-24. And the 50s Car Show, 8-12. Following transfers, all going to budget and finance. There's 7 of them. Library, 99. Library staff, $8,519 to heat, electricity, same amount. Transfer 100 from the waterfront, $16,580 to parking maintenance, same amount. Water retained earnings, $194,000 to fund balance, $100,000, and a CIP lease of $94,000. Sewer retained earnings, $149,000 to fund balance, $100,000, and again, the CIP lease, $49,000. Free cash, $24,000 to CIP lease, same amount. Free cash, $110,000. Firefighter salary, $53,000. Overtime, $45,000. Dispatch, $12,000. Library staff, $3,475 to rental, $525 supplies, $1,005, and fuel, the balance. Following appointments. First appointment, 250, Teresa Rooney, 7R Beacon Street to COA until 5/31/2026. Next appointment, Eileen Graff has been taken out and be put in the regular agenda. Next appointment is 252, Adam Armstrong, 5 Buck Street to the Harbor Commission until 4/1/2024. Appointment 253, Amr Ibrahim, 85 Prospect Street to the Human Rights Commission, until 6/30/2024. Following items are removed from their committees with a vote to approve the consent agenda. The Neighborhood City Services Order 253, Crosswalk High Street. Public Safety Communication 282, a letter from Jim McCarthy regarding a sign proposal. And that is the consent agenda with that one change.
Okay, just a second, let me call on Councilor Khan.
Yes, Council President, I'd like to remove the appointment for Amr Ibrahim out of the consent agenda, please.
Okay, we'll move that down to item 11.
Got it.
Okay, any other changes to the consent agenda, because it has to be unanimous?
Motion to approve as amended.
Okay.
Second.
There's no discussion, so we have a second roll call.
Roll call. That second was Councilor.
Connell.
Thank you. Motion approved as amended. Councilor Z,
Yes.
Councilor Devlin,
Yes.
Councilor Khan,
Yes.
Councilor Lane,
Yes.
Councilor McCauley,
Yes.
Councilor Connell,
Yes.
Councilor Shan,
Yes.
Councilor Tantar,
Yes.
Councilor Vogel,
Yes.
Councilor Wallace,
Yes.
Councilor Reagan.
Yes.
Very good.
Okay, so that's the consent agenda. Before we get to the regular agenda, Councilor Tantar had a minor point of order. So under our rules, we have to do a moment of silence if the chair or the president knows of people who've been associated with the city who have passed away. We didn't have anybody, but also we have a Pledge of Allegiance. And it's been weird the last 15 months, we haven't done the Pledge of Allegiance. But you need a flag We don't have a flag. So I'm hopeful that we can start meeting in our chamber and everyone will be back at normal and we can start following our rules. But that's why there's nothing to pledge to, so we didn't do that. We can skip Mayor's update again. Let's go to communications.
So we have the late file application, special event application, Yankee Homecoming, dates 7/31 to 8/8. He has put a listing of locations, which I believe are the same as every year.
Okay.
On the second page. And there is, I might add, it needs some signatures and insurance.
Were you able to post it on the website too? If you could do that after the meeting, that would be.
Yeah, I'm afraid I did not.
That's okay.
Came in so late.
Let's get it up, depending on what happens here. So there a motion?
Motion to refer to public safety?
Second.
Okay, second by Councilor McCauley. Is there discussion on that referral?
I just have a.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Mr. Clerk.
Remember, speak to the owl.
I'm sorry. Mr. Clerk, what were you saying about needing insurance and signatures?
Well, because of time, typically, we, as the clerk's office, wouldn't even accept an event application unless it's complete. These are different towns we live in, and I checked with the chair. And so I made the comment that it needs a couple of signatures and a certificate of insurance. Not the first one that has ever come in without insurance.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely building the airplane of Yankee Homecoming while we're taking it off. But because of July is going to be here so soon, I said I thought it was okay to get it in. So
Thank you.
that's on me. Anyone else? Okay, roll call.
So roll call on communication, application 31, Councilor Z,
Yes.
Councilor Devlin,
Yes.
Councilor Khan,
Yes.
Councilor Lane,
Yes.
Councilor McCauley,
Yes.
Councilor Connell,
Yes.
Councilor Shan,
Yes.
Councilor Tontar,
Yes.
Councilor Vogel,
Yes.
Councilor Wallace,
Yes.
and Councilor Ivey.
Yes, thank you. So we have 2 appointments.
Appointment 251, Eileen Graff, 2 Liberty Street, to the Fruit Street Historic Commission until 6/20/2024.
Yeah, just going to move to refer it to Committee on Planning and Development.
Second.
Any discussion on that? Charlie, you have your hand up or you?
No, just
Okay.
second.
All right, roll call.
Roll call moving appointment 251 to Planning and Development. Councilor Z,
Yes.
Councilor Devlin,
Yes.
Councilor Khan,
Yes.
Councilor Lane,
Yes.
McCauley,
Yes.
Councilor Connell,
Yes.
Councilor Shan,
Yes.
Councilor Tontar.
Yes.
Councilor Vogel,
Yes.
Councilor Wallace,
Yes.
Councilor Ivey.
Yes,
Excellent.
thank you. Next, Dr.
We have-
Ibrahim, I assume Councilor Khan, you're going to recuse yourself?
Yes, I will recuse myself and come back in a minute.
Okay, great, thank you.
So noted. We have appointment 253, Amr Ibrahim, 85 Prospect Street, to the HRC until 6/30/2024.
Motion to approve? Second.
Any discussion? I gotta look electronically, nothing. Okay, roll call.
Roll call approving appointment 253, Councilor Z,
Yes.
Councilor Devlin,
Yes.
Councilor Khan is recused, Councilor Lane,
Yes.
Councilor McCauley,
Yes.
Councilor Connell,
Yes.
Councilor Shan,
Yes.
Councilor Tontar,
Yes.
Councilor Vogel,
Yes.
Councilor Wallace,
Yes.
Councilor Ivey.
Yes, okay, so maybe we can't, but someone could text Councilor Khan, maybe Dr. Ibrahim could, I don't know, she can come back. Okay, we're on the second readings now. Thank you, welcome back. Second reading, Brian Bruno.
Appointment 247, Brian Brunel, 83 Garden Street, Constable for Civil Business until 7/1/2024. We also have appointment 249, Joseph Haberlin, 22 Farrell Street, School Committee for Whittier Regional until 5/31/2024.
Motion approved on second reading collectively?
Second.
Any discussion on these? Okay, so we have a second from Councilor Tontar on that one. Roll call.
Councilor Z,
Yes.
Councilor Devlin,
Yes.
Councilor Khan,
Yes.
Councilor Lane,
Yes.
Councilor McCauley,
Yes.
Councilor Connell,
Yes.
Councilor Shan,
Yes.
Councilor Tontar,
Yes.
Councilor Vogel,
Yes.
Councilor Wallace,
Yes.
Counselor Eigenman.
Yes. Thank you. Orders.
So let me get to my orders. The first order is 254. It states the city council authorizes an increase to spending limit for the electrical inspector fund, original 90,000 increased for FY 2021 to 105,000, submitted Councilor Z.
Motion to refer to Budget and Finance. Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Councilor Z,
Yes.
Councilor Devlin,
Yes.
Councilor Khan,
Yes.
Councilor Lane,
Yes.
Councilor McCauley.
Yes.
Councilor Connell,
Yes.
Councilor Tontar,
Yes.
Councilor Shan,
Yes.
Councilor Vogel.
Yes.
Councilor Wallace,
Yes.
Councilor Ivey.
Yes.
Thank you. Order 255.
Yep.
At FY 2020 revolving funds submitted by Councilor Z, there are a number of them.
Motion to refer to Budget and Finance. Second.
Any discussion on referral? Seeing none, roll call.
Roll call and sending order 255 to Budget and Finance. Councilor Z,
Yes.
Councilor Devlin,
Yes.
Councilor Lane,
Yes.
Councilor Khan,
Yes.
McCauley,
Yes.
Councilor Connell,
Yes.
Councilor Shan,
Yes.
Councilor Tontar,
Yes.
Councilor Vogel,
Yes.
Councilor Wallace,
Yes.
Councilor Ivey.
Yes.
Order 257, Mr. President.
Yes.
City,
No,
Point of order.
256.
256. It's not in the table of contents, but.
you know, you're right. And it is in the packet, just not the packet I brought.
Oh, no, it's in the packet. I see it. So
I know it's in the digital packet.
you want me to read it?
Yes, if you would.
Okay. So clerk is at a disadvantage, hasn't got in front of him. Order 256 is proposed for introduction today. It's essentially a letter of intent, not a lease, but a letter of intent with material terms of a potential lease for 50 Parker Street, which is for use by the Recreation and Park Department. It's proposed a 5-year term with stated rent terms sponsored by Councilor Tontar. Councilor Tontar.
Motion to refer to Neighborhood and City Services.
Second.
Second.
Okay, any discussion on neighborhood city service referral? Not seeing any.
Let me just make a comment on this. This is, it's a letter of intent. It's not the lease yet. I'm assuming the committee will get that. I guess the city KP law now has the lease, which is 150 pages long, I think I heard. So that's why I didn't send it to any committee I'm on. No, I'm on. That's a joke. But I assume they'll get that lease and then bring it forward with what to do with it. They have some work to do on it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Counselor. Anyone else on this referral? Roll call.
Roll call referring the order 256 to Neighborhood and City Services. Councilor Z,
No.
Councilor Devlin,
It's referral to Neighborhood and City Services?
It is.
Yes.
Councilor Khan,
Yes.
Councilor Lane,
Yes.
Councilor McCauley,
Yes.
Councilor Connell,
Yes.
Councilor Shan,
Yes.
Tontar,
Yes.
Councilor Vogel,
Yes.
Councilor Wallace,
Yes.
Councilor Eigenman.
Yes.
10-1 referred.
All right, 257 now.
257 is submitted by Councilor Tontar, establishes following water and sewer rates effective July 1, essentially increasing both water and sewer rates, cubic footage. For example, $5.94 is now the residential rate for the first 3,000 cubic feet. That's going up to $5.94, and it makes similar changes.
Motion to refer to Committee on Public Utility.
Second.
Okay, any discussion, comment, gripes? Roll call.
Order 257 going to Public Utilities. Councilor Z.
Yes.
Councilor Devlin.
Yes.
Councilor Khan.
Yes.
Lane.
Yes.
Councilor McCauley.
Yes.
Councilor Connell.
Yes.
Councilor Shan.
Yes.
Councilor Tontar.
Yes.
Councilor Vogel.
Yes.
Councilor Wallace.
Yes.
And Councilor Eigenman.
Yes.
Excellent.
Ordinances.
Ordinances are as follows. Ordinance 74 is a second reading of council salaries with supporting memo. In essence, it's commencing with the inauguration of the January 2022 council and continuing thereafter. Annual salary is increased to $9,000. The president's is increased to $11,000. And that is jointly submitted, Councilor Agaman and Tontar, second reading.
Motion to approve on second reading.
Second.
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 Okay, Councilor Connell seconded. Any discussion on the second reading? Seeing none. Roll call.
Roll call approving ordinance 74, Councilor Z,
No.
Councilor Devlin,
No, these were ahead first.
Councilor Khan,
Yes.
Councilor Lane,
Yes.
Councilor McCauley,
Yes.
Councilor Connell,
Yes.
Councilor Shan,
Yes.
Councilor Tontar,
Yes.
Councilor Vogel,
Yes.
Councilor Wallace,
Yes.
Councilor Agaman.
Yes.
Motion passes 9-2.
Ordinance 77.
Ordinance 77 is continued from May 24th. It has not had a first reading. It has the following language currently on Merrimack Street, northerly side from Plummer Ave to Moulton Street during game times at Lower Atkinson Common Field. And then Merrimack Street, southerly side from Moulton Street for a distance of approximately 150 feet east during game times at Lower Atkinson Common Field. Submitting Councilor Wallace.
Motion to amend.
Second.
If you could explain the amendment, that'd be great.
Absolutely. After the word during in both columns here, change that to pre-scheduled, permitted events at the Lower Atkinson Common Field.
Nice job.
Any discussion on the language? Roll call. This is a roll call merely on the amendment. So,
Roll call on adding the language as stated by Councilor Wallace, Councilor Z,
Yes.
Councilor Devlin,
Yes.
Councilor Khan,
Yes.
Councilor Lane,
Yes.
Councilor McCauley,
Yes.
Councilor Connell,
Yes.
Councilor Shan,
Yes.
Councilor Tontar,
Yes.
Councilor Vogel,
Yes.
Councilor Wallace,
Yes.
Councilor Agaman.
yes.
Just a point of order, Mr. President. You didn't call for any discussion. Not that it matters.
Well, I think I did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I,
That's okay.
no, I think I did. All right,
I may not have been here.
how about another motion? We need another one. We can do
Motion
it
to approve as amended.
Second.
Any discussion on that? Nope. Roll call.
Excellent. So that was first by Councilor McCauley, seconded by Councilor Wallace. Okay, ordinance 77, first reading, approve as amended. Councilor Z,
Yes.
Councilor Devlin,
Yes.
Councilor Khan,
Yes.
Councilor Lane,
Yes.
Councilor McCauley,
Yes.
Councilor Connell,
Yes.
Councilor Shan,
Yes.
Councilor Tontar,
Yes.
Councilor Vogel,
Yes.
Councilor Wallace,
Yes.
Councilor Agaman.
Yes. Last ordinance.
Second to last.
Oh, well,
Uh,
second to last. Penultimate ordinance.
The ordinance 80, which is on Union Street, it's parking limited. And it would be from both sides, beginning at the westerly bound of 18 Union Street and running easterly for a distance of 178 feet. Submitted Councilor Z.
Motion to refer to public safety?
Second.
Any discussion on the referral? Roll call.
Roll call to refer to public safety. Councilor Z,
Yes.
Councilor Devlin,
Yes.
Councilor Khan,
Yes.
Councilor Lane,
Yes.
Councilor McCauley,
Yes.
Councilor Connell,
Yes.
Councilor Shan,
Yes.
Councilor Tontar,
Yes.
Councilor Vogel,
Yes.
Councilor Wallace,
Yes.
and Councilor Agaman.
Yes. Now ordinance 80.
Now the last ordinance, number 81, which is amending the requirement for a quorum on the Historical Commission by changing the following words. It states now, recommendations shall require a positive vote of a quorum. It would now state with the changes, recommendations shall require an affirmative vote of a quorum of 4 members, submitted Councilor Shan.
Motion to refer to planning and development.
Second.
Any discussion on the referring? Nope, looking good. Roll call.
Roll call referring to planning and development, Councilor Z,
Yes.
Councilor Devlin,
Yes.
Councilor Khan,
Yes.
Councilor Lane,
Yes.
Councilor McCauley,
Yes.
Councilor Connell,
Yes.
Councilor Shan,
Yes.
Councilor Tontar,
Yes.
Councilor Vogel,
Yes.
Councilor Wallace,
Yes.
and Councilor Ryan.
Yes. On to committee items. Ad hoc committee on economic development, there's nothing to report. Ad hoc committee on Market Lane Park, we have a placeholder. Sasaki finally has some drawings, they said. And I can't remember when I made the placeholder, but it's later in June. And I'll send, we're gonna post it as soon as it's official. Does anyone on the committee remember when I said it for the 30th? It was the 30th? Yeah, I think it was June 30th, so.
Correct.
So, yeah, June 30th.
Or we're waiting for Andy Port to send.
Right, Andy Port, the planning director, is gonna actually pin that down. Budget and finance, Chair Z.
Thank you, Mr. President. Nothing coming out tonight, just a quick update reminder. Wednesday, we will have our 7th and final budget workshop. No department heads are attending, so this is designed to be any cleanup, questions, any information gathering, and to initiate deliberation. So please, if you are thinking about making any proposals, to consider bringing those on Wednesday. Thursday, we'll have regular budget and finance. The only reason I mention it is that the large $3 million capital transfers will be heard that night, and that is committee of the whole. We will be back here at the senior center for both, so you're invited. And then June 22nd, we will have our special city council meeting to actually do the final deliberation and vote on the budget. So those are kind of what's coming up. Thank you, Mr. President. Nothing further.
Thank you. Chair Khan.
Yes.
Education.
Thank you, Council President. Education Committee is meeting a week from today on June 14th at the Senior Center, 5:30 p.m. We had moved our meeting, which was going to be today, to next week because the school committee is actually talking tonight about 2 of the items on our agenda. So we want to make sure that we can let them deliberate so that the superintendent and other folks could speak more informatively on these 2 items. So I encourage anyone who's interested on the MSBA statement of interest. It's kind of a similar application with some changes, slight changes that will be walked through with the facility manager. And then we'll also be looking at the strategic plan formation and the task forces, and they're talking about that tonight to deliberate on its process. And we're hoping to be able to feed a little bit into that. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. General government, we do have a meeting Thursday, the 10th, and it's starting early at 5:30. We're going to go through the recommendations as much as we can, get started on it from the Ordinance Review Special Committee, which came in about a month ago. Licenses and permits. Councilor Devlin.
Yes, nothing coming out tonight, Mr. Chair. I do want to give an update on the short-term rental. I've gone over it and taken a pass at looking at it from a legal perspective. We're going to have a discussion this week with KP Law about some of the parts about it. So it is not disappeared, and it will be coming out at some point.
Great. Thank you, Chair.
I anticipate at least.
Chair Connell, Neighborhood City Service.
Yes, we have ordinance 253 coming out of committee, so I move that we take up 253 at this time.
Is that a receive and file?
No, I think it was a motion to remove, but it's already removed.
No, it's out. So we need a motion to do something with it. What do you want to do with it?
Motion to approve.
Second. Yeah, all right, discussion. Go ahead, Chair Connell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to thank my colleagues for admitting this late file. And I think it would be fair to allow the member who chaired our meeting, because I was not able to attend it, to lead the discussion. So I would like to pass the the reporting duties to Councilor McCauley, if that's acceptable to the chair.
Fine, go ahead, Councilor McCollum.
Thank you, Council President. At our neighborhood and city services meeting, we heard from the public that this was a needed crosswalk. We discussed at length where it should go. We had some consultation with DPS in the field. Basically, we're moving it from 40 feet from the corner of Myrtle and High Street to 60 feet in a westerly direction. I think I tried to give us 2 attachments for visual for ourselves. Ironically, the crosswalk is still in Google Maps along the way. We could not put it right there in the exact same spot. If you look on the looking west which is the second diagram, what you'll see on the northerly side of High Street across from Olives is you see a fence which was a landing zone. But there's been renovations to houses and driveways and yards on both sides of that fence. The fence no longer exists. And so there's actually only like a 2 or 2.5 foot landing strip at that particular spot. So the concept was to move it beyond the tree on the south side of High Street and next to the telephone pole on the northern side, which I tried to circle with red along the way. So DPS has agreed, once we approve this, to reinstate the crosswalk that the council has listed and approved in their list of approved crosswalks.
Mr. President, just point of clarification. Is that 60 feet?
Yes,
Okay. It was originally 40 feet, changed to 60.
yes.
Okay, so you got that.
In my version, in my electronic packet, it says 60 feet,
Right.
because we had amended it, so.
True.
Any other questions or, Councilor Vogel?
Thank you, Mr. President. Is the language going to change to reflect the direction of the 60 feet? Because it just says 60 feet from Myrtle. It doesn't say 60 feet in a westerly direction. Is that just a Scribner's error?
It's a Scribner's error. The original, it said 60, it said 40 feet westerly direction from Myrtle. In the editing process, it westerly must have been,
That falls under.
Approximately 60 feet in a westerly direction from Myrtle.
yes, corner of Myrtle.
I have one more question.
Go ahead.
On the north side of the street, so did you say there's going to be a curb cut there?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. That's all.
Okay, any other questions on this order? No. We have a motion to approve, so
Yes.
roll call.
Motion to approve Order 253. Councilor Z.
Yes.
Councilor Devlin.
Yes.
Councilor Khan.
Yes.
Councilor Lane.
Yes.
Councilor McCauley.
Yes.
Councilor Connell.
Yes.
Councilor Shan.
Yes.
Councilor Tantar.
Yes.
Councilor Vogel.
Yes.
Councilor Wallace.
Yes.
Councilor Agaman.
Yes.
Very good.
Anything else, Chair Connell?
No, not tonight. Thank you.
All right, before we go to planning and development, Mayor Holiday joined us, so I'd like to go to items 4, Mayor's comment, and 9, the written update. So, Mayor, if you could please speak to the owl, and go right ahead. Speak to the owl.
Okay, good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to see you all, or most of you anyway, at a meeting. And, we had our first school committee meeting downstairs this evening without masks. So it's been through a lot over this past 14, 15 months. Anyway, my update for you tonight is in your packets. You have the recommendations for the fiscal year 2022 water and sewer rates. The DPS and Water and Sewer Commission has been working with environmental partners on their ongoing rate study. The recommended rates are based on this ongoing study and would utilize a portion of retained earnings to help offset some of the increases that are really needed. You will recall last year that our rates remained flat, especially during the pandemic, and felt that we really wanted to not raise rates last year. So recommendations are based on the proposed operating budget, the environmental partners rate study. Also will consider additional rate adjustments based on capital infrastructure needs. So they will be taking up rate recommendations at their June 14th meeting, and we'd really like these rates to go into effect July 1. So Jess, I know you have supportive documentation in your packet, and please let myself know or Matt Coogan if there's additional information that you would like. I also gave you the letter of intent, if you will, for the rental of 50 Parker Street for our Parks Department to have a headquarters, working workshop space, loading dock, and a garage. So it's 5,100 square feet of space, and it really would accommodate all the department's needs. And it's also not far from the rail trail. And we put the lease payments in the operating budget starting in FY 2023. We received the 28-page lease today from Gordon Hall, who is the owner of the building. And I sent that off to KP Law for them to review it. As soon as I get it back from them, I will pass it out to the council. I urge you to consider this lease space. We have to consolidate all the equipment and all the work that the Parks Department is doing. We have posted the site in the central registry, and we were able to avoid doing a full-blown 30B RFP process because it falls under the uniqueness exception because of the specifics of the loading dock, the garage, the workspace. You can designate that as a unique site that is, there's not another one like it that's available right now in Newburyport. So we'll keep you posted on that. The school committee tonight voted unanimously to support the resubmission of the statement of interest for the Mass School Building Authority for the high school. And just a note to remind you that it has to be uploaded on 6/25. So please keep that in your forefront in terms of timeframes. The chief received the final conceptual designs and estimated costs that we had asked them to do, Winter Street Architects. The station building committee will meet shortly to review, and then we would like to hold a public meeting for the abutters at the station, and then we would do a full public meeting, and those dates will be finalized shortly. Wanted to just give you an update on where we are with working with the CSO early alert system. And we just haven't had, I know that sounds crazy when you just read that there was 86 million gallons of sewage that was released from Lowell, but we actually have not had sufficient rain events to 100% correlate the testing of the river with the tool that Brown and Caldwell have put together. We're close. We're really pretty close here. So there's a lot of information in your in my update about where we are with this process. But the bottom line is that we did do 4 samplings after that event. Our beaches are safe. We will continue to test every Wednesday throughout the beach season and let recreational users know and beach users if there's any concern with elevated coliform levels. The Merrimack River dredge, the extensive permitting is moving forward within the timelines. The 204 study and environmental impact study are now in review of the district office in New York, Army Corps of Engineers. Once it's approved, the next step is the partnership agreement with the Army Corps, DCR in Newburyport. They're planning to put the bid dockets out in July, which is good news, and begin in early fall. That we're trying to look at timing in terms of the short-term protection of reservation terrace, or whether or not the dredge and the dredge materials being placed there would happen before the hurricane season. So keep you posted on that. The bulkhead project, unfortunately, the CPF or earmarks now that they're, the Congressman Moulton asked us to put forward. We submitted the bulkhead, but it did not meet the particular resiliency program that we were hoping it to be at least get partial funding for. So we will apply in the fall for another Seaport Economic Council grant, and we currently have funding to do design and permitting. We did put, however, in Senator Markey and Senator Warren's earmark requests for the Jetty Spur Weir study, $250,000, and we're hoping that that will be approved. I gave you a list of upcoming events, the ribbon cutting on the shoreline for the resiliency project at 4 o'clock on Wednesday, the ribbon cutting for Minko, 1 Boston Way, 3:30 on Thursday the 10th, firefighters memorial ceremony at 8:15 on this Sunday the 13th, Juneteenth ceremony at City Hall at 11:30 on the 18th. And then I gave you the dates of the 3 community conversations with our DEI Alliance, which starts tomorrow night. And finally, just wonderful job, the high school yesterday for high school graduation. It really was a nice ceremony, and thank you to all counselors who attended. It was appreciated by the school as well as the students.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
Were there any questions for the mayor? Any online questions for the mayor from councilors? Nope. Okay, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Good night.
Have a good meeting.
Good night. So can I get a motion on the written report from the
Motion
mayor?
to receive and file.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call on that.
Receiving and filing the mayor's update, Councilor Z,
Yes.
Councilor Devlin,
Yes.
Councilor Khan,
Yes.
Councilor Lane,
Yes.
Councilor McCauley,
Yes.
Councilor Connell,
Yes.
Councilor Shan,
Yes.
Councilor Tontar,
Yes.
Councilor Vogel,
Yes.
Councilor Wallace,
Yes.
Councilor Ivan.
Yes. Okay, planning and development, Chair Shan, did you have anything tonight?
Yes, actually, I just wanted to remind folks that we did have our joint hearing with the planning board last week on ordinance 76, the mini reform. It was a committee of the whole. It would be great if counselors could continue to send in their written comments. We did continue the hearing to July 7th. So if you do have comments, please send them in. And Andy Port is putting them on the city's website in case you want to see any updates to some of the redlining that's been done so far. So other than that, that's all for tonight.
Thank you, Chair. Chair McCauley, Public Safety.
Thank you, Council President. 2 items. Communication 282, which is out. I'd like to make a motion to send that to planning and development.
Can I get a second on that?
Second.
Can you tell us what that's?
Sure. This is a sign proposal. Jim McCarthy has offered to fund a services sign that collapses all of the different organizations from Lions and Rotary and things like that onto one particular sign. We did have a meeting with it in public safety. We did get all of the service organizations, the majority of them together. There were mixed reviews on that. But the biggest problem we had was finding a space for this. And in discussion with Chair Shan, we thought that the planning committee might be a better place to help us find the appropriate spot for that. So while we've done some vetting as to the value of it, we're needing some help on the location.
Got it. Anyone else, any questions? Comments?
Just a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead, Councilor.
Is there a list of ones that are being considered, or we didn't get that far?
There is a list. There's like 8 or 10 of them that would run from, the Neptunes and anybody who runs a service organization that has a sign up today. There's a number of them. The Lions and the Rotary, the 2 ones that most be Kiwanis. They all sent participants to offer comments at that public safety meeting. So as I said, the results were kind of mixed. Some people like having their own signs, but on the other hand, as we know, I think more and more things are going on online and to the internet. And so if there could be some accommodation for that in the building of the sign and creation of it, I think more people would come on. And once again, I think it's beyond what public safety purview is, and we'd be better in
Thank you.
Other councilors? Roll call on re-referring this to planning and development.
Communication 282, planning and development, Councilor Z,
Yes.
Councilor Devlin,
Yes.
Councilor Khan,
Yes.
Councilor Lane,
Yes.
Councilor McCauley,
Yes.
Councilor Connell,
Yes.
Councilor Shan,
Yes.
Councilor Tontar,
Yes.
Councilor Vogel,
Yes.
Councilor Wallace,
Yes.
Councilor Ivan.
Yes. Anything else, Chair?
Just an update on Thursday, June 17th at 6:30, we're going to have an application palooza. We'll go through most of these applications to help speed the approval process for all those folks that want to try to get something in the short term.
Thanks very much. Chair Tantar, Public Utilities.
Nothing this evening, Mr. President.
Chair Vogel, Rules.
Nothing this evening.
Okay, good of the order. How about a motion to adjourn?
Wait, I have one for good of the order.
Oh, I beg your pardon, I didn't see.
Second, no.
I know we all are off. Just wanted to reiterate what the mayor mentioned about the DEI Alliance and the community conversations that are going to be happening the next 3 Tuesday nights this month. There's been a lot of work done with the Alliance and the Human Rights Commission, and it would be really great if some counselors could come to these meetings, because I think you learn a lot when you get to have the opportunity to talk to folks in the way that we learn to talk to people. You learn about people and you learn a lot more about yourself. So I would recommend people do come to these meetings. Sign up is online. It is limited to 75 folks per meeting, so please do sign up. Thank you.
Thank you. I did sign up. I can't do all of them, Counselor, but I can do the one tomorrow, so.
Great, glad to see you coming.
Good of the order. Anything else? No, now I'll do a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, all those, roll call.
Council Z.
Yes.
Council Devlin.
Yes.
Council Khan.
Yes.
Lane.
Yes.
Council McCauley.
Yes.
Council Connell.
Yes.
Council Shan.
Yes.
Council Tantar.
Yes.
Council Vogel.
Yes.
Council Wallace.
Yes.
And Councilor Eigenman. Good night.
Yes, thank you very much, everyone.